support this bill.
Members called David Shearer.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I began on this bill some time ago, and it's a very uncontroversial bill, and certainly the second part is uncontroversial. It's largely technical in its nature, and it's really to replace New Zealand's current safeguards regime with a new regime that's consistent with the World Trade Organisation, with the WTO. And that's something, sir, that we have been a vanguard on as a country in terms of our policies on free trade. In fact, we've eliminated pretty much all of the various tariffs and restrictions that enable people to trade into New Zealand. It stands us actually in good stead with regard to the future free trade arrangements that we might be making with other countries, in that we, in many ways, have already taken the tough decisions that have been gone on in the past, and so into the future, it'll be other countries that will have to be making those tough decisions rather than ourselves. However, sir, as this bill quite rightly points out, there are some issues, even within a free trade environment, that we want to be able to protect ourselves from and make sure that we are properly safeguarded. The existing Act, the Temporary Safeguard Authorities Act 1987, has served us well, sir. Hasn't been needed to be implemented or enacted very, very frequently. That Act was subject to a review under the Labour-led government. I think it was Leanne Dalzell, from memory, who enacted that, and included quite a large amount of public consultation, and this bill is really a result of the work that went on in that consultation. Not only does it produce compliance with the WTO rules, but it streamlines the process of responding to allegations of dumped or subsidised goods that might hit our shores. And this is really the guts of this piece of this bill, sir, and both the first part, but also, of course, the second part that we're talking about here. It was ensuring that we are well protected against that happening. Of course, we have a relatively open border that enables trade to occur. We would like to see free trade occur right across the world, sir. I mean, if we had free trade across the world, we wouldn't have many of the third world poverty problems that we have at the moment if third world countries were able to get their goods into developed markets. But we also want to make sure and safeguard New Zealand, our manufacturers and our producers, against the dumping that could occur by a less scrupulous importer that might want to bring goods in that would undermine our market. That was not what we're seeing, what we intended our free trade agreement to stand up to. So this bill, the purpose of this bill is really to make sure that this precaution is put into place. It's more cost effective, the bill. It removes the requirement to establish a temporary safeguard authority. Instead, it rolls that in as part of the Ministry of MOBI, the long acronym that's headed by the Minister for Everything, Stephen Joyce. So that MOBI now takes that role instead of the quaintly coined temporary safeguard authorities. Instead, we use that expertise inside MOBI, so it enables us to be more cost effective. The bill's timely. It's important at a time when domestic spending is constrained. New Zealand has the right tools to enable our ability to expand into markets, but ensure that we are well protected from less scrupulous players that might want to come in here and dump their goods inside our relatively open borders. So, sir, this is a good piece of legislation. It's something, as I said before, that was initiated under the Labour government. It was picked up by Simon Power many, many moons ago. Simon Power, who's left this place and gone on to other things, and it is now being picked up finally in the 6th year of this government. I don't know what else they've been doing, sir, but 6th year of this government, and so we welcome its introduction and the need for this piece of legislation. Thank you.
I call Claire Curran.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Well, I must commend my colleague David Shearer over there for his politeness on this bill, because